In the land of Westeros, the legend of the Night King has always been shrouded in mystery and darkness. Few knew of his origins, and even fewer knew of the connection between his dark path and the many-faced god. Centuries before the events of Game of Thrones, in the northern regions of Westeros, a man named Voran lived in the harsh, cold wilderness. He was not of noble birth, but rather a commoner, and lived as a hunter and trapper. He had always been an outcast with piercing blue eyes that set him apart from his fellow northerners. Voran's life took a fateful turn when he stumbled upon an eerie temple called the House of Black and White, hidden deep within the forest while hunting. This temple was dedicated to the many-faced god, a deity worshipped by a secretive cult of assassins known as the Faceless Men. It is still unknown how many temples there are in Westeros and Essos. As Voran ventured inside, he encountered a group of hooded figures who recognized something unique within him, an innate connection to the supernatural and the ability to warg into the minds of animals. The Faceless Men, intrigued by Voran's abilities, offered to teach him their ways in exchange for his unwavering loyalty to the many-faced god. Voran accepted and learned the ways of the assassins, embracing their creed of death being a gift, and the many-faced god being the ultimate arbiter of death. Over time, he became one of the most skilled assassins, using his warg abilities in unison. One assignment had Voran to kill a noble woman that he would later find out was in late stages of pregnancy. He did not question the motivations of the many-faced god, but asked himself why kill the baby who was innocent. As Voran infiltrated the woman's residence and posed as a guard protecting her chambers, the woman was already in labor. Voran had slipped a poison in a vase full of water and gave it to the handmaiden that was helping with the delivery. She would die then and there after giving birth to a baby boy with her brother by her side, leaving the baby motherless and her brother to be his caretaker. As the years went by, Voran had started to choose his own targets for assassination for sport, going against what the many-faced god stood for. His transformation was swift as he became more shadow than man, his former self fading away with each life he took in service to the many-faced god. However, his actions did not go unnoticed by the Faceless Men. Their loyalty was to the many-faced god, so they plotted to assassinate Voran. Voran would ultimately be killed by the Faceless Men outside in the snow. But before his brutal stabbings, he used his warg ability and went into a crow, watching his own body fall to the ground in a pool of blood. As the Faceless Men walked away, his connection to the bird started to fade as his body started to die of blood loss. He would later wake up from the dead, not human, and with enhanced warg abilities and power to manipulate cold and ice that were never there before. Was this passed on from the many-faced god as he would cheat death? Voran, now becoming the Night King, was born a vengeful and powerful force and retreated into the northern wilderness, where he would build his army and plot his revenge against the many-faced god, killing at will. The Night King would later find out that he was responsible for the death of Jon Snow's mother. That's right, folks, Voran, who had killed the noble pregnant woman, was Lyanna Stark. But why would the many-faced god do this? No one cheats death, as a debt is always owed. Lyanna Stark would pay the ultimate price for her son's resurrection. Many speculate that the many-faced god's clairvoyance set these chain of events into motion, as he foresaw Voran cheating death, and that debt was owed. Now, my theory for why the many-faced god represents death and the use of cold and ice. In the vast and intricate tapestry of the Game of Thrones universe, the Lord of Light and the many-faced god are enigmatic and powerful entities, each associated with distinct elements and forces. The Lord of Light, also known as Uralor, is linked to fire, life, and the battle between light and darkness. On the other hand, the many-faced god is connected to death, ice, and the inevitability of mortality. Deep within the lore of this world, a subtle connection between these two cosmic forces exists. It is whispered that they are opposite facets of a cosmic balance, one defined by the consuming flames of life and the other by the icy cold grip of death. The Lord of Light, with its fiery manifestations and the ability to resurrect the fallen, represents the eternal cycle of life and rebirth. The flames that its followers, such as the Red Priests and Priestesses, manipulate are not only a source of power, but also a symbol of the relentless pursuit of life over death. Conversely, the many-faced god, worshipped by the faceless men, embodies the inexorable nature of death and the cold void beyond. The faceless men, with their ability to change faces and usher in death as a form of liberation, serve the will of this mysterious deity. The delicate equilibrium between fire and ice, life and death, suggests a cosmic dance that transcends the mortal realm. The interconnectedness of the Lord of Light and the many-faced god serves as a reminder that in the world of Game of Thrones, balance is maintained not only through political alliances and military might, but also through the mystical forces that shape the destiny of Westeros and beyond. Share, comment, and subscribe for more content.